totally not my fault. Anyways, let's get into the list that we're looking at. Mu0n is flying Jake Farrell with Test Pilot, Prockets, Push the Limit, VI, and Auto Thrusters. Miranda with TLT, Chewbacca, and Ion Bomb, and the good old Stress Hog, which is a Gold Squad Y-Wing, TLT, the BTLA4 title. Did I get all the letters right? I did. And R3A2, which is the Stress Spot. SableGryphon is flying IG-88B with the FCS, Auto Thrusters, Heavy Laser Cannon, Glitter Stim, that's a hell of a drug, and Crack Shot. So he's got Crack and Glitter Stim. We know what kind of guy Sable is. As well as Boba Fett with the VI, Engine Upgrade, Tactician, Glitter Stim again, and Seismic Charge. Let's kind of get into both of these lists. Sozin, what do you know about Mu0n's list and what it's kind of looking to do in this match? Yes. Yes, we sponsor ourselves, but we would like to thank our Patreons for helping us do so. All right, so yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Well, it did play really well in one of his last matches due to it's apparently, according to Blair's showing up on your screen. We are unable to hear Sozin. Let's see here. Yeah, fix it. We need to hear you. I'm talking to no one right now. All right, so if that's the case, let's move over to SableGryphon's list. Alex, what do we know about SableGryphon's list, and what are your kind of thoughts on his plans going into this?
So looking at the two lists, I think the more threatening ship, the ship that Sable wants to keep around has to be IG-88B. It can really, with the heavy laser cannon and fire control system, it can do a ton of damage to Miranda, which is good because she can, sit there and regenerate if you're not careful.
Mm-hmm.
So I would not be surprised if Mu0n tries to take out the aggressor early, and so Sable is going to have to play a little bit defensive on that front.
At 20 seconds later, we find out if someone can hear you. Something interesting about IG-88 or about Boba Fett here is he's PS10, right? So that's going to be really interesting in how he uses that to his advantage versus both Jake and Miranda.
Okay, I figured out my issue. I'm good to go.
The other thing I'm thinking is I love, for me, I love Glitter Sim. It's a very nice card. It pairs really well with Crack Shot, and the ability to have that one, get out of jail free round, or the one, big bonus round. I really hope that we can see a good example of good Glitter Stim use. So, all right. So, going in, what do we think that Sable's, we're it's not that Sable isn't the home team here as much as we love Mu0n. Sable is a fellow pirate and is playing the Scum faction, so we have to cheer for them. But what do we think about what do we think that is going to be his game plan going in? Who's he attacking? Is it Miranda? Is it the Stress Hog? I mean, there's all good options here.
So Sable may or may not have asked us for his opinion today in the cast. Alex, would you like to run through what we discussed?
I don't think I participated in that discussion.
Oh, you weren't part of it? I kind of always figured that you're paying attention to everything that's going on, but
I do kind of feel like you're big brother and you're always watching me. Like, I don't know if you're behind me or not, but I feel like I'm always making sure that I'm minding my P's and Q's.
So here's the thing. The question is, what do you do about the Stress Hog? Stress Hog is arguably the most important piece in this game for Sable, because he has one ship that doesn't mind getting stressed out and one ship that does not want to get stressed out. Boba Fett doesn't really care. Boba Fett's natural ability allows it to, get those rerolls. And so Boba Fett can probably eat 2 stress from the Stress Hog on the initial pass and be okay. But that robot,
especially with Glitterston, right?
Yeah, that's right. But the robot really can't. And so I think the plan is to try to elegantly shove Boba Fett in towards the Stress Hog in a way that he doesn't get gummed up by the PS8 or PS9 Jake. It's the strange thing is that he actually kind of he doesn't want to get blocked by Miranda or Jake. He wants to get right up in there in the Stress Hog's face. So I think the way he plays it is he comes in hard and fast with Boba Fett and goes right for the kill on the Stress Hog, and then he tries to flank with the robot.
Reasonably, though, he's going to take some stress because, I mean, the gold is in most scenarios going to live to that second, through that first round.
Yeah, he'd have to get in range 1 to have even with Boba Fett and have IG-88 shooting at the same time. Have any hope of trying to kill it in one round?
He's certainly not going to be able to kill it.
Very nice crit.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to kill it. But what he needs to do is once the Stress Hog kind of unloads on one of his aces, it'll have 2 stress on it, and it's going to be hard for the Stress Hog to turn around. And so he really just needs to get through that initial pass and let the Stress Hog get behind him into his wake.
So, go ahead.
I completely agree with you, but I'm not wild on targeting the Stress Hog first.
Sure. I guess you don't have to kill the Stress Hog, yeah.
Yeah.
So who do you target, Miranda or Jake?
I think you target Jake because he is the most fragile ship in the list.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can kill him with his prockets on shot, that's a big deal.
True. Okay, so my mic wasn't working in the very beginning, and so I want to.
Yeah, so tell us about Mu0n's list.
I will talk about Mu0n's list, but first I want to give a shout out to our 2 sponsors. First up, Team Covenant. They check out teamcovenant.com. So these guys are a friendly local gaming store in Tulsa, Oklahoma, that has done a fantastic job sponsoring the online community over the years. I think it's safe to say without these guys, there wouldn't really be an online community. Well, without them and Mu0n.
Mm-hmm.
And the second sponsor is the Scum and Villainy podcast. That's us. Shout out to our patrons. Thank you so much for sponsoring us. It's because of you guys that we can do stuff like this. Okay, so Mu0n's list. So he's flying a 3-ship Rebel list, which, Ricky, you, just a few days ago, you told me that you think it's finally here. Mm-hmm. And I've been watching Paul play his 3-ship Rebel list in the league play. And I gotta agree with you. I think 3-ship Rebel is finally really strong. In this case, we're dealing with Jake, Miranda, and a Stress Hog. Jake is fully loaded at 34 points. He's got the prockets. He's got auto thrusters. He's got PTL. He's got VI. And so he's definitely the guy to watch here because he can do a lot of damage if you let him. The Stress Hog is, of course, the Stress Hog. You always got to be careful with it, especially when you have an ace. And then finally, Miranda has got the TLT and Crew Baka, so she's going to be very hard to kill. I played this list a fair amount. I played it in the last Galactic Cup. I played it without the ion bombs. Mu0n then, I think he was pretty interested in the list. He flew it with ion bombs and decided that it's an improvement. I personally like it without the ion bombs because I prefer the initiative bid with Jake. Oh, in this case, it wouldn't have mattered. He was out PS bid by Boba Fett, so the ion bombs are a good improvement. So this is a really hard list to fly properly. You've got to time Miranda's movements really well. You've got to be able to get in with Jake and do all that boosting and barrel roll tricks. And finally, you got to get the stress hog lined up such that you can maximize its shots. So, like a lot of 3-ship rebel lists, it's a very high precision, high risk, high reward type list.
Mm-hmm. Who do you think his target is between IG-88B and Boba Fett?
I personally would go for the robot just because I freaking hate it and want to kill the robot.
Yeah, and it does the most max damage potential too, of the two. Although a late game Boba Fett could be incredibly difficult to deal with for both Jake and Miranda. So that is definitely something that he doesn't want to see. Let's take a look at this board here. We've got a large group of asteroids sort of centered into the middle. There seems to be a lane sort of in what I'm going to call the south portion, and then a lane in the north portion. The south lane's kind of got a little bit of a curve to it, say about, what is that, about 45 degrees? I don't know degrees. I'm just going to throw numbers out there. It's a 578 million degree turn. Anyways, but he's got a nice path for, on Sable's side, he's got 2 very clear paths for his ships, maybe 3 if you consider the hard turn. It really kind of looks like Mu0n's got 2. This is like a really open. It's a strangely both open but closed map because of those large ships, right? Like normally, if this was a small ship game, you could potentially go all around that southern portion of the board, but it's almost like that's almost cut off, that like lower, 10th of the board, and we're going to see a lot of action either at that top lane, at that bottom little curve area, or somehow maybe towards SableGryphon side. I wouldn't imagine so, but there's the potential that Sable could hard turn that robot and kind of trail. I'm not sure if that's necessarily the move or not, but there's a lot of opportunity as far as what flight path do you take.
Yeah, I think the trick here is getting IG-88 to flank effectively. Like it seems like Mu0n set up the rocks deliberately, and he set up his placement at the top deliberately so that it would be difficult for the aggressor to flank.
And that's absolutely true. The aggressor really only has those 2 paths, right? I mean, I suppose you could be incredibly aggressive and go through the rocks, but I wouldn't necessarily expect it.
Yeah,
I mean, it is only a debris field. You could fly over it.
Yeah, he could. I think the other thing he can do is he can do a hard right 2 here, and then come north and northwest and try to get a flanking position.
And bank in through that lane in the middle of the asteroid fields.
When I get into games like this, and perhaps that's my own personal issues, but I always think to try and make the enemy blink first. And so there is the potential that he banks, although I don't know if he banks, he's still got enough room to pick a side. But, then what happens is you're almost too slow and you miss that first engagement. And we have movement. It looks like Mu0n has decided to move 2 forward. It looks like then, let's see here, the guys aren't putting their maneuvers on the board. We need actually someone send Sable a message, if you would.
Yeah, can you do that, please?
No, they did that. He did a 3 forward and then a boost.
Yeah,
right.
But he didn't drop his dials on the map itself. His dials were placed elsewhere.
Okay.
At least they're not on my visible map. Did you see him on the map?
I saw them, but they may have been off to the right side. Like I had my window pretty large. Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
So this is a 2 forward.
Okay, it's on. So he's going to have to bring in the robot really fast now. Otherwise, Boba Fett's going to get mauled.
All right, so Going in, who do you think has the advantage on this, just in general? Not necessarily when it comes to moves or anything along those lines, but going in, who would you expect to win this?
I don't think it's an easy answer. I think that this isn't a case where like one list is demonstrably better than the other.
Because I've been terrible at predicting Sable's results, I'm going to predict him to lose again, and hope that I am wrong 3 times in a row.
Okay, so this is a really good boost because now he's only in range of 1 ship.
Oh, look at that. Starting out strong.
Especially when you can roll.
Yeah, when you roll like that, it's fine. Oh, that is a good start. That is a good start for.
So I would expect Miranda to pick up 1 shield.
At least
At
one.
least.
Back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can only pick up 1 a turn.
Yeah. What is the trade on that? Do you want to? I mean, when you are Sable, you almost effectively have to do twice as much damage, per damage taken. Well, I suppose it's only 3 ships to. Wait a second. Who has the hit point advantage here? Am I like mentally? We've got 10 and 8. That's 18 compared to. Let's see here. 8 and 8, 16 plus 4. So it's pretty close actually when you think about it in terms of hit points.
Well, and Miranda's missing 1, so it's 1 more.
Yeah.
For Mu0n.
Okay, we're back to dials. So you saw Miranda chose to recover a hit point with her first shot.
Well, I would. I mean, you want to survive, right? Like, and the longer Miranda can really screw with either of these ships with Slam and the turret, right?
Okay. So, like we were saying earlier, Boba Fett definitely is going to be able to jump into range 1 if he wants to go that way.
Yeah, he's definitely taking fire like I think he's intending to do. It's really now a matter of, how healthy is he after these shots?
Well, so one thing I think Mu0n might be considering is turning the Y-Wing actually down right now. Because Sable has to be thinking about doing like 3 forward boost right, something like that to get it into the fight at range.
Mm-hmm. And it's an interesting flank because Jake has the ability to make both of those ships have the ability to make that hard right turn, while Miranda doesn't need to due to the fact that she's in a turret, right? She can effectively go through that asteroid field shooting both targets willy-nilly and generally be fine.
So, the only problem with Miranda's position right now is she is actually, if she continues to go straight, she like scrapes the side of that top asteroid like that. Because otherwise you would just do like a 3 forward, 4 forward, try and get the side of Boba Fett.
I'm wondering mentally if it looks like is the maneuver going to actually go over that rock.
The maneuver template won't, but the side of the base will hit it. If it's...
So theoretically, she could hop over it if she did like a 1 or a 2 forward, and then that would be that 2 forward maybe doesn't hit that rock, and then another 2 forward to clear it.
Yeah, I think you could do that, but that's about it.
I'm not necessarily saying that's the right move. I'm just trying to mentally do acrobatics with maneuver templates and judging what you can and cannot do, that sort of thing. So if you are Sable, do you go fast here or do you go slow?
I don't think you go slow. I think you can go medium speed or fast. Both are okay.
So, and we both think that we're going to see a very fast maneuver out of IG-88B to get into the fight.
Yeah, I think a 3 forward and a bank is a good call.
I think you're absolutely right, though, Alex. Him making a hard turn 2 is, with that Y-wing, is...
I mean, the only problem is then the IG doesn't have to boost, and it might be out of range.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'd really want Boba Fett to run into the side of the Y-wing.
If
the Y-wing turned down, you'd love Boba Fett to run into the Y-wing so that the Y-wing couldn't get shot by Boba
he's
Fett.
also got the potential of a 1 bank to start kind of that slow turn.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
how many rounds do you think that it's going to take to get IG-88B out of, or so he can get into the fight now? What I'm saying is out of the Y-wing's arc if he hard turns 2. Can he get out the next round if he moves a 3 straight in a boost or 3 straight? I'm just trying to think about. I'm just trying to think how he would get out in that situation. It's something to think about. So he's thinking long and hard about that Y-wing. Probably thinking between a bank and a hard turn. How funny would it be if he pulled a K-turn? Like, I don't think like say for example, Sable pulls like a super fast maneuver, right? Like the Y-wing's got a 4K, doesn't it?
Yeah, the 4K that's a good idea, Ricky. I like it.
Yeah, I think that is a completely legitimate option at this point because it moves the Y-wing as fast as you possibly can so that Boba Fett runs into it.
Mm-hmm.
String of actions and then Jake prockets.
The other thing it does is it ensures that the Y-wing is going to have decent shots on 88 because it's keeping the Y-wing in the middle of the map. So it's going to be hard for IG-88 to get out of arc. Oh, 3 forward.
3 forward. We're all completely wrong.
I mean, he'll have a hard 2 next turn, hard right 2, and that should also give him sort of maximum arc options.
There was the 3 forward as we expected. Do you boost here? I think you do.
I think you boost straight, but I don't think you can boost right because you're pointing straight at the rock.
Yeah. I think a boost straight...
Or maybe you do and you just run over it next turn anyway. Like, it's a tough option.
Mm-hmm.
A straight's going to have some pretty decent maneuvers if he expects a hard turn too. But if he doesn't expect that hard turn, then it's really rough. He goes for the focus.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of good options. Like, I like Mu0n's position right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there it is. He doesn't care about which direction he's facing. I don't think Mark has an escape vector here. I think he almost wants to run headlong into it.
Yeah, he does, just for the rerolls, if nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the good news is he's going to get to light up Miranda. Now, I like the focus and boost here in preparation for a procket shot. But it's risky because Boba Fett might be doing a 1 left bank.
No, I think you target lock focus because I think you can... He's going to be in range 1.
Well, here's the thing. It's what do you mentally put Sable on, right? Do you think he's going to go straight or do you think he's going to bank?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And
remember, the boost is free, Alex.
Oh, that's true. The boost is free.
Yeah.
But I think he doesn't want to boost because the Y-wing is in front right now. So if he boosts,
he'll get in the way of the Y-wing. Yeah, he'll mess up the hard right too. Yeah.
Well, not so much that, so much as Boba Fett could run into
him instead of the Y-wing.
Yeah, and then you lose your procket shot.
But on the flip side, it's like, do you want your stress shot or do you want your procket shot right now?
Right, but
you want the procket shot
Yeah,
The
because
Y-Wing
remember,
would
the
actually
range one, he's
put
not going to
a
get
K-turn.
TLT. He's just going to get the primary.
Yeah, putting 1 stress on Boba Fett doesn't do anything, and
So
able to K-turn the Y-Wing.
if he banks, then if he, I was going to say if he banks, then you don't want to boost. If you think he's going straight, then you probably do.
Yeah, he went focus target lock without the boost. And there
So
it is.
he's expecting the straight. Yeah.
Oh,
Yep,
and he
there it
will get
is.
the procket shot.
He went too
Oh.
Wow, Boba Fett's going to take it. He's going to take a lot of dice here. Because Miranda
Wow.
can go with the 4 dice attack on her primary if she wants it.
fast. I would expect a glitter stem from Boba Fett to try
For
and
sure.
keep him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is note to self. This is when you use glitter stem right now. This is what is in the example of when to use a good glitter stem.
You know, earlier in the podcast, or earlier in the chat screen, Sable was saying that, remember kids, drugs are okay. And it brought me back to a story. It was Ryan Krippendorf, who's a dude up in Wisconsin, Picasso Online, was saying that he was listening to our podcast. Now, he's a school teacher. He teaches art to, I think, like 5th graders. And they all come into his class at the moment on speaker that Sable says out loud, "Remember, kids, drugs are okay."
I'm not even ashamed about that. I'm happy about it. Oh man,
All right, he dropped a stem, of course.
who's he attacking? Miranda or Jake?
I think you shoot at Jake to try to strip off that focus token. That way there won't be a procket shot.
Okay.
Okay, he's going to do the reroll. There it is. He will spend the focus for hit. So, yeah, Jake's going to have to spend here.
I mean, he could roll all evades. You
He
never
could.
know.
He could, but even...
Well-
Look, he's not going to spend. He did not get a focus. That's actually not terrible for him.
Yeah, two result was kind of what you're expecting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, it's above average.
All right, here comes the procket. Ooh.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow.
Oh, he double rerolled blanks. Oh, this is not good.
And that crit goes through. And I think Miranda does do the
Oh,
What I
yeah,
got
she
now.
does. What was the crit?
shaken pilots who can't do a straight maneuver.
Yeah.
Well, that could not have gone better for Mu0n if he planned it better. I mean, holy cow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's bad luck for Boba.
Holy cow.
Yep, she is going to boost.
When you smell blood in the water, you've got to try and take it out. I mean, at this point, you trade Miranda for Boba Fett easy, but he's probably not even going to have to at this point.
Okay, so he'll take 1.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right, guys. Sell me on how this gets better. I need the hope.
I revealed that I've been rooting for Mu0n this whole time. So things are looking great.
Well, here's the thing. Is next round, right? The Y-Wing either hard twos or if the Y-Wing K turns, he can get some damage back, right?
The Y-Wing has to K-turn. Like, he's not going to be able to shoot the aggressor with a 2-turn.
Mm-hmm.
He can't even clear IG because the Y-Wing has to move first.
Mm-hmm. So you're going to be taking Miranda and Y-Wing shots, but unless Jake maybe 5K turns, you're not going to take Jake shots.
Yeah, and I would not expect Jake to do a 5K turn because of the 2 shield damage he's already took.
So if you know that he can't make a straight move and he's going to take a bank or a hard turn, is this an ion bomb time?
Yeah. I think it is.
I mean, I'm not necessarily... I don't know where Boba Fett wants to go, but I mean, making him be out of the fight for another at least round with an ion cannon might not be a bad way to go. That being said, a 1 forward might not be a terrible move. So I don't know. He can hit with an ion bomb, but I mean, maybe he hits IG if IG kind of goes ham in that area.
So I would not be surprised if Boba Fett does a 1 left bank to clear the stress, and then he might be able to boost out of the ion bomb range.
My wonder is, can Sable escape the stress shot from the Y-Wing with the boost?
I mean, he won't get it this turn, but he'll get stress next turn. It's unless he can ram the Y-Wing. That's about the only way to avoid it.
Mm-hmm. I really like this positioning here. Like the thing I keep thinking to myself is, I keep wondering why. Like, am I crazy to think that Jake could potentially K-turn? I don't see a hard turn, left or right.
Yeah,
I guess he doesn't.
The more I think about it, the more I agree with you because of Shaken Pilot. Like, Boba Fett's not going to be able to shoot at him. But hang on, Jake is stressed. Jake pushed the limit, so he has to clear. Something. Maybe like a 3 forward boost barrel roll, focus sort of.
Try and go around that rock.
Yeah, get set up to go around the rock.
Oh, man. All right, Boba Fett, I'm cheering for you, buddy. We're always cheering for Scum. We want Scum to do well so badly. You know something that you wrote in our... We have a chat that's up almost all the time about... various podcast stuff, and we spend only some of it being productive, or at least I spend very little of it being productive. There are better men than me, maybe even on this cast, who spend more of it being productive. But something that you said, Alex, I really took to heart. I think you're absolutely right that Scum is a faction being designed to not really have a lot of high PS ships or aces, and then FFG almost going either in the same wave or very soon after going into making it to where those were the best ships you could fly.
Yeah, they did with auto thrusters, and then right after that, the large base ship MOV nerf.
Oh, we did see a 4K, by the way. We'll see if the robot finally gets a shot.
Yeah, the robot will be able to try and take on Miranda. But man, the ion bomb. Yeah, ion bomb is good.
Mm-hmm. There it is. You knew it was coming. And that's going to affect IG-88.
It's going to be close.
No, it should. And it should also hit Boba. Boba should not be able... Boba now can't boost out of the way.
Man.
Look at the great maneuvering by Mu0n there.
This is awesome. I got to give all of the credit to Mu0n. That ion bomb, if it hits Boba Fett, right, does that give him damage from Shaken Pilot?
No.
Or what is it? What does Shaken Pilot does? Does it give stress or is it damage?
Shaken Pilot is just you can't assign a straight maneuver. on your
So
next
if
move.
you're ioned, you can still do it. Okay.
Look, here comes another bomb.
That's so interesting.
That's why Mu0n did the 5 forward with Jake, was to be able to clear the seismic charge.
Mm-hmm. Man, just some very smart play.
Yeah, Mu0n is like, I love this play. Like, here's the thing, right?
He's been great this whole tournament. Like he's very good with this list.
So the ion bomb, right? So IG-88 has to move 1 forward, right? Miranda can absolutely clear IG-88's arc. Now, she might be taking some Boba Fett shots, but I don't think that, unless there's some outrageous dice being rolled, I think that she can survive both of those shots.
I mean, she should be able to get the side of IG-88B next turn. So,
Like, what I'm thinking is specifically in terms of she can survive.
Look at that. He chose to boost to get a rear arc shot on Miranda. He's going to try to kill her.
That's actually a really smart maneuver.
and when the IG is ionized, it won't go anywhere now.
Yeah, it'll bump right into...
Whoa! I like that. And so that keeps the arc from Miranda.
Yeah, he tagged them both. Look at that. It's amazing.
But the thing I like about that is, and Alex is absolutely right, Sable has effectively said, well, if I'm going to pick my position, I'm going to pick it right there. And that's actually not a terrible position.
Yeah, I mean, Miranda can still, like, slam to get around the side, so she can still escape, but...
Well, she's not going to escape both shots, though, right? I mean...
Not this turn, but next turn.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she has 7 HP. She shouldn't get too badly dinged up here.
Yeah, Mark needs some very good rolls. But there is a potential kill shot on the table right now. No! No! Oh, man. That's not what he wanted.
Yeah, Mu0n's really thinking, because I'd imagine he's considering doing the 4-attack primary on Boba to try and kill him. It looks like he doesn't spend.
I was going to say, if you can kill Boba Fett, you should. That one damage has to be less than the damage Boba Fett potentially could do to you in another round.
Yeah, he wants to do it.
Dun dun dun. Normal view.
He's not going to do it. He's going to recover the shield.
Interesting. That's an interesting decision. I think I would push it.
Mm-hmm.
See,
I think that's fine, because Boba Fett is just going to go 1 forward next turn. He's going to have no shots on really anyone. Maybe the Y-Wing.
He's going to have shots on the Y-Wing, but he doesn't care. I mean, that Y-Wing's got so much health.
Yeah.
That Y-Wing's got really good position, too.
Yeah, the only one out of position right now is, at least on Mu0n's side, is Jake.
Yeah, he's got probably 2 turns until Jake's back. But at that point, Jake can maybe be a kill shot on Boba Fett, something along those lines.
Look how the stress hog did not get a shot. Okay, round 4. So, Audio Weasel in the Twitch stream said that while Scum does not have the greatest aces, they do have some really good generics. Your thoughts?
I would not really. I mean, the generics you see a lot of are like what, C95s and Y-Wings? Like you can run those out of Rebels. And
Well, I mean, dude, they have the sick. I mean, come on, that ship is like totally
the best
OP.
ship in the game, OP.
Oh, and they also have what do you
It's
call
so
it? The
OP,
flying
we
space bug, the Zizer's ship.
I guess is our point.
Yeah, Star Viper. That thing's brutal. And like, what other ship do they have that's totally OP? They got the Karox fighter. That thing's a monster.
Yeah. I mean, they definitely really improved on the X-wing there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's be fair. Like the illicit upgrade slot is, and salvage agra mix. I think that the Scum Y wings are better Y wings. And go ahead.
I think I disagree because of R3A2. You can take R3A2 on a 4 TL2 Y-wing list out of Rebels, and I think I haven't flown it. I think I've only flown that list like once, but theoretically, I think it's a little bit better.
Even more than Agramech. I mean, I don't disagree with you, actually. R3A2 is probably one of the best cards in the game.
Yeah, it really is. It's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, the generic Houndstooth is not bad. I think you're right. I think that generic-wise, I think Rebels probably have the best
at least
generics.
it's good.
Yeah, they do have the Agromech though, which Audio Weasel points out, which is a great droid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you just can't. It's just tough fitting them into lists.
Yeah, well, in the Aces League saw a lot of Brobot plus double TLT Y-wing this year.
That's what.
I think it's a legitimate archetype. I mean, Blair took a variation on that, basically swapping out one of the Ys with 2 Zs to the finals, and that's also a legitimate list.
Mm-hmm. So we have the non-move round for Sable. He's going to have pretty decent positioning for the IG-88. Is the Y-wing in range of that robot? I can't. I'm going to say it's pretty close.
I think he's just out.
That's good.
Yeah.
For Sable.
I mean, but not by much, because he will be able to get the kill shot on Boba between Miranda and.
You forget how much damage those ships do.
Yeah, they can do a lot once they. As long as you can get enemy ships in arc, they can lay on the damage.
Like Jake's just taking the lazy way around.
He's looking at his wounds, man. He took some real damage there. Shields down. Okay, boys. So while we're talking about Scum ships being duds, what do you guys think of the Mist Hunter? Stud or dud?
I think for Scum, it's definitely a stud because, in my opinion, it's the first. It's like the first usable non-Y-wing, non-Z95 ship that they have. It's got evade. It's got access to to tractor beam. So, I mean, I don't think it's going to light the world on fire, but I think unlike the Sick and the Star Viper and the Caraxis, or however you pronounce it, I believe it's actually a much Caress. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's much better than those, and so it'll actually see some play. Not to mention Forlom's good. I mean, there's some good stuff in there.
Yeah, I think it's adequate, but I don't think it's enough of a boost to scum.
Yeah, they gave him the equivalent of a B-Wing, right? And the B-Wing isn't great right now,
Here
but
comes the
it's
kill
not.
shot. Sorry to interrupt. He could take Bubble out this round.
He's only rolling 3 dice on this one.
Mm-hmm. No, Bubba will live. At least for now. Ooh, double
only takes-
aid. Yes.
Nice,
Sable.
nice. The dice don't lie.
Uh-huh, he needed that.
Yeah, that's not good for Mu0n.
Yeah, so Audio Weasel is continuing to make a case, and
I know. I appreciate that. Thank God.
so do I. Someone's got to stand up for little guy. So now he's got the PS5 Kill Roxy with Predator, Glitter Stim, and Cluster Missiles. It's yeah. I think if you're gonna go anywhere, the PS5 is good. You can also use Crack Shot if you want more points. But yeah, I like that PS5 Kill Roxy of all of them. Karoxy. I'm just gonna stick with Karoxy.
Kyrex, whatever. So
Miranda just lost to Hull.
yeah, Miranda could potentially die soon if Boba Fett gets another shot, because I think Boba Fett's got the ability to 3-bank and have an absolute shot on Miranda.
Yep, and the robot can get a sloop. Or even maybe a K-turn.
I think K-turn's the option there, right? Because the sloop, yeah, but are you taking left sloop?
I disagree completely. You cannot sloop or K-turn and let the Y-wing get behind you, because it will stay behind you forever, and you will have 10 stress by the time you get away from it.
Even if it's a 3 left sloop?
Yes.
Oh, look at that. Boba, he evaded again. Nice job, Boba.
The dice don't lie! The dice don't lie! Sorry, I'm just excited. I need to talk more about how Sable's going to lose and he's going to start winning again. This is how it works.
Well, I guess I just hope Mu0n gets dispirited, because I actually have to play him tomorrow for my league game.
Or on the flip side, he wins and gets overconfident. Like, whatever causes him to do worse tomorrow, you're fine with.
Yeah, exactly. Except unlike everyone else in my pod, he has been flying different lists every time, which makes it tough to figure out what to fly.
I would probably fly something different each time. I like checking new stuff out, though, but he flies a ton.
Yeah, he does. Other people in my squad have all flown either the same list every time or very similar lists, and so I can take, one of the good lists that's floating around there that's good against that specific list, but is also good in general, and it just gives you such a huge advantage.
That is something that I think I've always found interesting about League play, and is that you can scout your opponent and figure out what they like to run and attempt to try and play mind games with them. I think that's very interesting about League play, and when it comes to X-Wing is, and especially with online being able to look up games and rewatch games, you can really kind of start to scout your opponent, which I think is actually kind of interesting.
Totally, and I should add that I've been making that easier for everyone, and that I've put both the download and the list display all in kind of one spot now with List Juggler. So if you want to go in and scout out your opponent, you just go to the league matches, type in their name, you'll see every list they've flown, and you'll see all their the games that they've run. You just download them and watch them locally. So it's never been easier to be a dick.
I consider it like smart play if you're going to be in a league.
Totally.
I
We
mean-
used to victimize, who was it? It was Tyler. He kept flying Soonter, and we all knew it. So it'd be like, what is a decimator with Vader on board?
Oh, all right. So we're back to dials. Boba Fett miraculously lives this round, and there is the potential, depending on. All right. So for starters, what do we have Jake doing?
5 forward boost barrel roll to get the side of Boba Fett.
See, if I were Jake, I was going to hard turn to right and then try and get into a shot against IG.
I think you have to take ships off the board.
So 5 forward boost barrel roll. I mean, because here's the thing: Boba Fett can play like a turn or something along those lines and go into Jake.
I mean, he can, but
It's either that or he goes after Miranda, right? And he does like a 3 bank.
yeah, I think that's a little bit more plausible. To hope you get lucky and can kill Miranda before she shoots.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that? Well, I guess the S loop is not there for IG. They're both stressed.
Yep.
Yeah, he ruled it out. So
At this point, the IG. I mean, am I crazy to think that he doesn't want to move anywhere? Well,
I mean, can't Miranda get past him? How can she?
I'm just trying to. This is
I
not
think
a
he
great
wants to do
position.
like a 3-turn right, and if nothing else, get in range 1 of the Y-wings so he doesn't take a ton more stress, and can clear him and swing around later.
Oh, you're talking the robot.
Yeah, the robot wants to do that.
Yeah, this is kind of a key moment. Sable still got a shot at it. Like, if he can kill Miranda and end up in a Brobot versus Jake and Stress Hog endgame, he's got a shot at it.
Yeah, especially if he can just get a little bit lucky and kill Jake with 1 shot.
Right, and the Stress Hog has got 3 on it. It's going to take a while for it to get back to, K-turn ability.
I think he needs 1 good shot with Boba Fett before he goes down to make it sporting.
Which he should get here, right, with the 3 left bank?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go.
He's going for trying to block the IG maybe?
Yeah, look at the gold coming in hot.
It's interesting. I wouldn't have picked that. There's not a boost there, is there?
No.
He can check, can he?
Yes, he could turn check.
Yeah, he could always check. This is good, though, because he's out of the gold's TLT range. Or rather, he's inside of it. He's going to try to boost. Oh, wow, did he make that?
Dun, dun, dun. I think he
asked us
did.
to make the call here. He's right up on the edge. Yeah, he's going to think he said...
Brother, I can see the gray line.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not crazy. I'm zoomed in. I see a gray line of interesting.
3 bank, that's... Huh. I don't know what to make of that.
So
Maybe he's hoping Boba Fett hits Miranda and he can sort of regenerate shields off the aggressor.
That is absolutely Sable's call. Mu0n wants to know if he can change the order of his boost bearer rule. There we go. Sporting play from Sable. I'm never going to tell someone how to play at their table, so long as it's clearly not collusion or anything along those lines. So better angle there, and he took a 1 bank. Oh, I am really kind of surprised by this. I guess he's clearing stress here, so there is that. I wonder, does he have a shot there? Taking a look, the nice enhance tool. Man, that is very, very close on whether he's got a range 1 shot on Miranda. That is super duper close. I think he does. Hold up. I'm going to use my fancy piece of paper tool. Let's see.
Yeah, he just got the corner.
Oh, this is when Vassal's interesting, is when things work out like to where like by the pixel. So if having his range 1 shot here, does he take that shot and try and kill Miranda with 3 hit points left?
Yes.
Oh, no.
I mean, that's it. I mean, he's not gonna go after Jake.
So SableGryphon mentions in chat, if this were on the table, I'd have arc, but Vassal arcs are always short. I don't know. I just find that it's a weird.
So he's not sure if he has.
Mu0n's the one that makes them. Yeah.
You think Mu0n's like initiate arc removal tool 0.05%.
And
it's just out.
This is how he lobbies Mu0n for a software change.
I wonder how that happened.
I mean, back in the old days, Sable would have the shot for sure.
Yeah, Blair just pointed out that Chewbacca's still on board, so Miranda's fine.
So if that's the case, do you boost and go after Jake? You have a potential kill shot, whereas Miranda's.
I mean, but you don't have an action. You have like what, 1 reroll? Like that's not.
Look, I mean, it's not exactly hopeful at the moment, anyways, right? So when you're going to lose, you need to start instead of playing to not lose and losing, you need to start playing to win.
I guess the other advantage of boosting is he might get Jake in range 2, and he could use his tactician.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so there's things to think about. Man. So the potential kill shot would have to be. There is no potential kill shot, right? If he rolls 4 crits, I guess there's a potential kill.
Yeah, it's extremely unlikely.
4 direct hits. He draws every single direct hit. Look, I'm hoping. If he boosts, he could potentially get out of range of the stress spot too.
He'll still be in range.
You think so?
Yeah.
He did boost.
Interesting.
Goodbye, Boba.
I think he's range 2 though of Jake.
Yeah, but it isn't a big deal because the aggressor is so far away.
Yeah.
He can kill Boba this round, and then he has all the time in the world to clear the stress.
So check some range out, and let's see his target. I think Boba's going to roll all of AIDS. I have all the faith in the world, guys. All of AIDS. Let's do it. Come on, Boba.
Nice roll.
Oh! Oh! Oh!
He killed him.
Oh!
Amazing.
The dice don't lie! Yes! Yes!
That's so good.
Everything is good! Yes!
Hang on now. Some of us are rooting for Mu0n. Like that.
Hey, no, think about it this way. Now he's going to be dejected in his game versus you. His confidence is lost, and then you can win. And it'll be a scum sweep. It'll be great. Ooh. Ooh.
So I think you have to regenerate a shield here. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're not going to get a kill shot, right?
Well, you have the Y-wing to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, or you can roll 2 hits again. That also works.
I think Boba Fett's definitely not long for this world. He has to survive 3 attacks. All right, so the Y-wing is taking fire against good old Boba Fett. And let's see if he can survive 3 rounds of attack.
2 hits should do it.
Yeah, he needs double evades and doesn't get it. Goodbye, Boba Fett. Salute you. You wowed us with that kill on Jake, but it's over. So here we go. We have Miranda versus a stress bot, or Miranda and a stress bot versus a bro bot, and that's it. The robot is only taken 1 health at this point, so, and Miranda's down to a little bit of HP left, but she can regenerate all that back.
Well, but it's going to take time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's going to be a little while before she can do that. And the aggressor still has crack shot, and it still has glitter stem.
Mm-hmm.
The crack shot is not particularly valuable right now.
Yeah, he rolls an evade. You can still crack it out. So,
I mean, but like, against 1 agility ships,
it's not
as
yeah, it's not as important. But I mean, he'll get an extra damage out of it. So my question is does that Y-wing fire another shot?
Okay, with the K turn, probably not.
If you are Mark, do you go after the Y-wing or Miranda here? I don't know. I think he's equal opportunity at this point, but
Yeah, I feel like Miranda is the one you have to kill.
so can someone explain to me how IG-88 does glitter stem? Just still haven't really figured that out.
So he's a silicon-based life form. And glitter stem, let's just say it's some form of crushed crystal. Say?
Okay, I'm listening.
So he basically takes the crushed crystal and he mixes it in to his silicon-based CPU. He like injects it in as like some form of like dusting on top of the CPU.
Okay.
And then he liquid cools the dust on top of the crystal, which
What is that doing?
Maybe he heats it actually.
Dusting?
He's gonna heat the dusting. You know, a little crack pipe action there.
Okay.
Then the resulting kind of liquid superheated crystal then kind of mixes with the atoms of the silicon, resulting in a new combinate form, which gets him high.
Man, I don't believe you. And I still don't understand glitter stem for robots, but I'm happy it's there. That was a nice job hiding that Y-wing behind an asteroid. Hiding both of them behind an asteroid. The nice thing here is with 2 agility, it's not really a matter of dodging. the heavy laser cannon as it is maybe taking a little less damage from it, which is kind of where you want to be with the heavy laser cannon. You don't want to. It's not necessarily avoiding the fire.
Ouch. Look at all those blanks.
Oof.
I mean, it's a TLT shot. It could be worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. But as to what you're saying, yes, if Mu0n can take 1 or 2 damage from the HLC, it's not as bad because he regenerates a shield a turn.
Yeah, like he doesn't even care at that point. So it's really decent positioning to set yourself up to really take advantage of your high hit point chips.
Yeah, and Mu0n set himself up well here because Miranda's going to be able to get past the aggressor.
Greyfax brings up a really good point. The theorist would absolutely know how robots do glitter stem. I mean, have any of you guys seen him do it before? I imagine he has. So
I've only met Jeff at tournaments, so.
Does he do glitter stem? I don't know.
Not at the tournament. So
He did not
I can't
have the
speak as to what he does
look.
in his personal time.
Yeah, I didn't get that feeling off him. I mean, I tried to like figure it out. I'm like, dude, so got any?
Or glitter stem the spice.
I checked, but I think it went right over his head.
Oh man, that's funny. Let's see here. So Sable uses Crackshot on his roll to get some extra damage through to the hull of Miranda. The funny thing is that there's still Chewbacca, right? Like, and which apparently, like, it looks like Mu0n used, right? So you had to get through it at some point, but it's so dejective. Now, there was a question asked on the chat, and I'll bring it up here. Chewbacca versus R2-D2 crew or C-3PO. Why is it Chewbacca and not one of those 2 other ships?
Yeah, I think one reason is that Chewbacca gets you the shield back, and Miranda likes having shields, so that's good for her. And the second reason is that you want Miranda to just stick around and be annoying, and the combination of her shield regen ability and Chewbacca make her, give her that option.
Yeah, you can't burst her down.
Yeah.
Like her ability already allows her to sort of sustain herself and over the long term, and Chewbacca prevents her from getting like bursted down in 1 turn, far more so than R2-D2.
So we saw a sloop out of the IG-88B and a hard turn out of Miranda. That's in range, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it will be.
Although it's probably not a kill. Maybe. I mean, you get really lucky.
Miranda's going to regen a shield.
Well, yeah, and she shoots first.
Yeah, exactly.
We can't have nice things. Just die, Miranda.
So I actually think Mu0n should slam and get out of range. It gives his stress bot time to clear stress, K-turn, and fight with Miranda at the same time.
Totally.
So Francois is arguing that R2-D2 is better than either C-3PO or Chewbacca in terms of gaining shields and just being a better option. What are your thought processes there?
I disagree on Miranda specifically because if she uses her ability to regain a shield and then she doesn't lose that shield because she's out of arc or something or kills her target, now you can't use R2D2 because he only works when you don't have any shields. So there's some situations where they don't synergize.
Let's see here. So it does look like you were right, and he slams out of range, and it looks like there will be no shots this round, and leads us back to Dial. Well, you know how they used to say that the TIE swarm is a shark?
Yeah, Dominic came up with that expression.
Yeah, I like to think that in reality, though, the IG-88 is the real shark of X-Wing. He even flies like one.
Dude, you're right. It's like this big predatory bastard.
Yeah, it's like this thing that will eat you alive if you get it in arc, and it's scary, and you don't want to deal with it. Like, Mu0n wants nothing to do with IG-88 shots right now. I mean, he's going to get into it, but he's going to get chewed up by a shark and hopefully live on the other side.
Yeah, and the shark is all tricked out with like crazy evolutionary advantage. Like the shark has got an amazing nose for blood. The shark can detect electricity in the water at like an enormously long range.
But of course, IG-88 can do that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like, this is the weird thing about IG-88. It feels like an Imperial ship.
Mm-hmm.
It's got all the tech. It's a big ship that can do a hard one. It's got all those greens. It's got the, it's got the what's the slot? The sensor slot. What's it called?
I call it the sensor slot, actually.
It's got that sensor slot. Let's see. It's got illicit upgrade. It has so many tricks. Like,
it does seem like the highest tech ship in the game, I think.
It is. Even more than the Phantom.
Yeah.
More than
that. I think the
slot. Yeah.
The highest tech feeling ships to me are we have a shot.
Yeah, this was a good play by Mu0n.
He's doing such a good job of protecting himself with asteroids too. So he lives, but he recharges some of those shields, and he's slowly but surely catching himself up to full health again, or almost full health. System slot. There we go. We know how to do things. We're good at this game.
Oh, we're pros.
Yeah, pros.
Wait, are we bros or are we pros?
I think we're a little both. So
all right. I guess I should point out that according to EU canon, the Brobots stole all their tech from the Imperials, from the Imperial military kind of industrial complex world.
yeah, the Empire designed them, and then they killed everyone in an Imperial facility and flew off.
Right, and they took the tech, so that's why it feels like Imperial tech. But it's as a Scum and Villainy podcast member, it's always disappointing to know that your best ship is really Imperial. I mean, although maybe not. It kind of like we are pirates and thieves, so maybe it's okay.
I mean, at least we stole it. I mean, it could be. I do wish that. I think that eventually, like, to make the faction kind of be in line, that at some point they're going to turn the volume up on illicit upgrades to where there's another option. The problem is that the good illicit upgrade is going to make robots better. Exactly. Miranda's going. You have nothing you can do against Miranda, and those shots will eventually get through your TLTs or through your auto thrusters. Words. And he goes full bore. Maybe trying to avoid Miranda, although I don't think he's going to.
Do you boost here and try to get into range 1?
I would.
I don't
He only.
I don't think you're in range 1 even if you boost.
Yeah, you're right on.
I think you just have to sit there and take it.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least he'll have auto thrusters for the primary shot.
Yeah, he should have just done like a 1 forward and stayed there.
I guess he didn't want to take TLT fire from Miranda.
I mean, but he's going to take it anyway.
Now he's going to take it from 2 sides.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think you're right. 1 forward's better. Sable's starting to lose his patience.
He is considering the boost right here. You can see it. Interesting. Is he going to boost or is he not? Do you guys really don't think he'd be in range 1? Is my eyeballs like not as good as they used to be? 1?
I think he would be just out.
It's good to get him. We need to know. Because if he can get into range 1, I do think it's the right move. And he does it. We'll find out. Potentially he gets out of range of Miranda, which is nope, he's in range.
And Miranda wisely does the target lock there just to check and ensure that she has the range.
Mm-hmm.
So these are some pretty speculative shots. 3v4 with auto thrusters.
Yeah, I think you're right. It was more just like to see. That's a good point. Is he going to use glitter here?
Yeah, Mu0n's going to let him make the call.
I don't think he does, because then he's double stressed, for sure.
Is that a mind game? Mind game? I don't think so.
I think.
Yeah. Okay, Sable's not going to pop it. Okay, safe from the first shot.
Safe on the second shot, and I believe that was another shield regen.
Mm-hmm.
Miranda is such a pain.
She is.
That is range 1. Oh,
wow.
I love my eyeballs. Love my eyeballs.
It was close though, Ricky. It was close.
So, in retrospect, boosting, right or wrong decision? I think not getting double stress is
correct
probably
one. It was a good decision. Yeah.
And,
a great
and,
decision.
and a TLT doesn't do as much damage.
He's gonna get a crit through potentially.
Yeah.
No. 1 shield.
That is unfortunate. This is not the dice roll you wanted at range 1. They traded damage with each other. No one saw that one coming. So he didn't hold up. We need to bring this up. He didn't stress out the IG-88 because he's intending to K-turn at some point. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I see that. Does the 4K turn clear?
Even still, right? Think the next
it
turn,
is.
right?
Yeah, he's planning a turn ahead.
That is amazing. 4K is going to be pretty darn close. I mean, I think you're right, but I'm just mentally trying to go through, how many ship links that is. That's probably
It's awfully close, Ricky.
two to the edge is probably a little bit more than 3. And just as most of the people who are watching this probably know, but each length of movement is a ship length. So if you have to go 4, you have to clear 4 ship lengths in between your ship and your destination, and then have an extra, box of ship space available to land.
So I think the 4K does actually clear.
I think so too.
Yeah. I mean, given that he was in range 1, range 1's 2.5 ship lengths.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not going to be 1.5 ship lengths to move from one side of the base to the other at the angle.
Yeah.
So he's going to have a 4K, and so then the question is, if you're Mark, and you know that he's going to have that available, what do you do to get out of it? Does a 3-bank and boost get out of that?
I mean, it does. This is just what Mu0n has been trying to achieve for a while, to get the stress bot behind the aggressor and being able to chase it.
Then do you flip around and try and kill the Y-Wing before it fires? I don't think you can, though. You want a primary shot,
I don't think
though.
you can do that either. Yeah, I think you just have to run away.
Interesting. Well, we'll figure out what he does, and guys, give me a quick second here if you don't mind taking over. I will be right back.
Okay, so Zoom, what do you think Miranda's going to be doing?
She's got a hard left 3 dialed in.
They don't have a hard left 3.
Oh, they only have a 3-bank? A
Only have
hard
it.
left 2. I mean, okay, so the 4K,
Yeah.
look at that. They both double K'd. Interesting.
I mean, this does avoid the problem I was mentioning of the Y-Wing getting behind the aggressor. You just pick up a ton of shield and damage.
Mm-hmm. So there's the hard left 2, but...
Yeah, it's going to be out of range, which is the bad part.
Mm-hmm. I think there's no reason to slam here. You just chill out.
Yeah, the only reason you even consider slamming is because your shields are full, or just about full, and then next turn it lets you get the side of the aggressor. And so you're taking, like, I don't know, it doesn't.
Yeah, he just chose to stop here.
Yeah, I think that was the better call, particularly when the aggressor still has glitter stem.
Right, right. And he doesn't want to spend it here. He wants to spend it when he gets up and a little closer, so... Okay. 2 hits. Okay. Got the hog down to 3 hit points. Okay, the robot's got 3 stress. And the primary, 1 hit. Oh, oh no. Painful. Here comes the TLTs. Okay. Could have been worse for Sable. Just one shield.
Yeah, definitely could have been a lot worse.
Now what happens though, because the Y-Wing can just do a 1 forward. Look at that. Sable immediately just smacks his dial down. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he's doing like a 2 forward or something.
Mm-hmm.
The Y-Wing does not want to do a 1 forward. You want to start the process of turning to follow the aggressor, because the aggressor is going up.
Good call. Yeah, so he just wants to kind of do a 3 forward or something. Or 2 forward to get rid of 1 stress.
You would do a 2 turn right.
Oh, interesting. You want to...
I mean, because the Y-Wing is expendable.
Man,
at
he
this point.
really went for it. Yeah, he got what he wanted.
So you think with a 2 right turn, just let him die? I mean, doesn't the
Yeah,
Bourbon
because
have a 1 forward?
Miranda's going to have shots that same round. And if the aggressor hits the Y-Wing, like, that's great. It's in a good spot. Like, if you send it south of this rock and around the rock, it just takes too long to get around there and come back and be relevant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know.
Man, that is so much stress on that robot. That makes him so much more predictable.
But, I mean, Alex, couldn't he just die if he does a 2 right turn on this move? Like...
Yeah, he could, but that's completely fine. The Y-Wing is now useless. Unless he can get behind the aggressor. And the only way he can get behind the aggressor is to do a 2 right turn.
Mm-hmm.
And Miranda will be in range, and he still has the target lock on Miranda. He hasn't switched the target lock over.
Right.
Okay. I guess he's going for the clearing the stress.
That reminds me, why didn't the Y-Wing have a target lock on it? Shouldn't fire control systems have kicked in there?
Fire control systems is optional,
You may
and he has the
acquire
target lock
target
on
lock.
Miranda.
Yeah, you may acquire.
And you definitely want it on Miranda. You're going to hit the Y-Wing most of the time.
So, he did not choose to do the 2 right.
You got to slam here, right?
Because you did the 2 bank, you
It's close. Yeah, it's close.
Yeah, you would have rather done a 3 forward, because it keeps the aggressor for sure in your firing arc and for sure at range 2.
Mm-hmm. Might be hitting the rock here, though. Oh, it's awfully close. Yeah. He's going to hit it.
He's getting a lot of work out of auto thrusters.
Miranda's back to full shields.
Yeah, of course she is, right?
Yeah, she's about to lose 1 or 2.
Yeah, Blair thinks that Mu0n just made a big mistake. He lets the IG-88 have the auto thrusters active.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Ugh. Well, I might as well spend the target lock, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to get it again.
Yeah, Mu0n just... Or Sable, spend it. What are you thinking about?
He's thinking about Gunner.
Okay, here comes the gunner. And the target lock. And these
That's
are
not
awful,
any better.
awful dice rolls.
Well, it's slightly better, because he... No, it's not any better at all.
There we go. 3 hits. Pretty good. Oh, double evade.
Come on, man.
Should have re-rolled the first attack.
All right, Mark, what can you do? He's running at this point, isn't he? Either that or he's moving one and hoping he gets a shot.
Yeah,
Fast or slow? Fast or slow?
I would go slow, assuming Miranda's going to do the 2 left turn to try and get behind you.
At this point, that is probably the right maneuver for Miranda. Boy, I wish he had I bet he's wishing he had dampers right now. Can he use dampers right now? He could, couldn't he? Just gets him another stress.
Yeah, he completely could.
All right. Mark's putting a lot of thought into this. Is there something that we're not thinking about?
I mean, there's a lot of bad options we're not considering, but I can't think of too many that are good. Maybe
His
a
fastest-
3 left bank.
His fastest move is 3 forward. And his other moves are, I mean, I don't know, not great.
I could see a 3 left bank and try and work on clearing the stress and keep Miranda from shooting you.
All right. What are you going to do, Mark? We have all the faith in you. So, Lyle, if Mu0n wins, that means that Tyler and Mu0n will be back into the league again.
Yeah, it's season 1 all over again. It's funny. It's kind of cool, though.
Yeah, it's funny.
I like it. I mean, obviously having Sable in would have been pretty awesome. Too, but
It's still completely possible. All evades, all hits.
it's true. He could do it, but I think the position is stacked against him.
Yeah, he needs some really handy crits right now.
Okay, so how long does Sable get to think before he starts getting encouraged to think faster?
I usually go 5 minutes on Vassal.
I'll give him some time. You know, Vassal's a long one.
Yeah,
So
I feel it's only a long time because people take a long time. Although
it's a really
to be
good
fair,
point.
It's not quite as annoying because, I mean, I have a second monitor. You know, I can do something else, but
Yeah, it's like playing Jeff Jones is like you realize that Vassal can be faster than a table. Or Mu0n, right?
yeah, he's been moving in a pretty good clip.
I don't know what you're considering here, Mark. don't know what you're considering.
But he figured it out, whatever it was.
And there it is. Let's see it. Self bump, clear stress.
There,
He went
called
with
it.
the 3 bank. You're right. Potentially blocks Miranda's play that we were thinking about doing, so
And he's
it's
still
not
at
a
range
terrible
1 of
round.
that hog.
Yeah.
Nope, he does the lovely 3 forward, and that's going to be a 4-die attack with target lock focus.
This is not going to feel good for the old robot. Does the robot have feelings? He's going to need...
Let's see. We're going to find out if it can feel pain.
Yeah, this is the round to figure it out.
Yeah, he wants glitter stem.
Yeah, this is... I think it's the round that you use it. It's either that or how much do you think you're going to... Well, I mean, he's got auto thrusters on this because it's an out-of-arc shot. No. Yes, no. Is that turret considered a primary, like within primary arc? I don't think it is it?
No, it's not. You have to be in arc.
Mm-hmm. So he's going to take a max of 3, probably 2 damage with this shot.
Yeah, it's gonna sting.
If he uses glitter stem.
I mean, I think you have to use glitter stem. It's still gonna hurt, but it's gonna save you at least 1 damage.
Well, not if you don't roll focus. It'll probably. That's the right way to-
Odds are it saves you a damage. I mean, it's more useful now than it would be defending against TLT shots. I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you're right. It's because the TLT shots aren't going to do that sort of damage to you. The one thing is it like puts them on another stress round.
Yeah, and then Miranda can do a 2 right turn and still be following you pretty closely.
Mm-hmm.
He decides to risk it. Not wild about it, but these are the risks you have to take.
Let's see it.
4
Ooh.
hits.
Ouch.
Ooh. All right, come on. 3 evades. 3 evades. 3 evades.
He did actually get...
He got it. He got 2 with the auto thrusters.
That is absolutely perfect. All right. The dice don't lie. The dice don't lie.
I mean, the dice don't lie, but
It's not exactly a great position either.
yeah.
Yeah, so Typo just pointed out that by introducing the 19-round limit in league play, that strategy starting to change a little bit with how you approach positions like this, because we're in round 14 now. This game is untimed, though, for the record.
Yeah. Although we could talk about that 19-round limit thing, because I mean, personally, like I think my longest game has gone 12 rounds, and so it's just been kind of the annoying. Have to keep track of what round it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For me, I don't. In a perfect world, I would actually rather just have a time limit, even on Vassal. The problem is that it's not exactly. Some people are
just
better. Yeah, exactly.
It's just as hard to run the time limit because the log files don't have timestamps.
Mm-hmm. And then it's an honor system or something. I mean, it's not great.
Yeah.
When I play my friends online, like that I can Skype, and chat with. I'll usually play with hour and 15 limits. Ooh, no, that was just a check. I was actually expecting a bank, but in retrospect, that's not the right move, especially with that hard turn that he can make. Although that hard turn's going to put him on that debris field, isn't it? If I remember correctly, large base hard ones actually kind of move them when you consider that line on the front. It moves it just a little bit backwards off of that line. So that'll probably hit the asteroid field if he hard turns, giving him another stress.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's close, but I think he does hit. And I think if he does a 2-turn, he probably hits the asteroid on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of a rough position.
He might have that. Oh man, I would go for that 2-turn, but I might be wrong there. The problem is that, like, say Miranda doesn't even have to make a decision on the turn, can just go 1 forward and still have shots.
Yeah.
I think that Y-Wing's going to have another shot before it dies. Why do I feel that way? But I'm pretty like it's got a hard. It doesn't actually. Does it have a hard turn 2 there?
Yeah, I mean it will go ahead and try. There's no harm in.
Yeah.
So yeah, unfortunately, the way this game is going to end is Mu0n's keep going to doing these. He's just going to win eventually by landing some TLT shots.
Slowly but surely, grinding it down. It's definitely. I mean, the odds are in your favor. The more you shoot, I mean, red dice are better than green dice most of the time. Even, I mean, I don't know with auto thrusters, but I mean, eventually you're going to roll 3 versus blanks.
Yeah, and it's very difficult for the IG to hit Miranda because if you're going to be in the way, you can just slam. If you're going to get shot, you can just slam out of the way most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And even when you can't avoid it, like it happens so infrequently that you're able to regen all 4 shields back.
And suddenly HLC doesn't mean anything.
Taking a bio break. I'll be right back.
He needs to get some crits. And I don't know the who, what, when, where, how on that one. All right. So now, if we're cheering for Sable, we're hoping that Mu0n makes terrible decisions for a couple of rounds, which I don't particularly foresee. Mu0n's played a pretty flawless game so far. He's doing what he needs to do, yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I disagree about is the Y-Wing going around this rock instead of above it, but...
Yeah, I completely agree with you there.
It's at least kind of worked out.
Mm-hmm. He's, you're playing with house money with Miranda here versus, heavy laser fire and with slam and all of that. I mean, realistically, Sable needs some kind of crit, which I don't think he's going to get here. That's an interesting move, though.
Yeah, you make it just because you need to get around there as fast as possible. Because now you can do a 2-turn and you're threatening the IG.
Miranda moving after is so critical, though. Here's a question. Do you slam here to get into better position to make a slam next move? No. Yeah, it looks like he did.
Yeah, because then you can do like a 2-turn.
Yeah, like your
Slam it
your
down.
your position is better with your 2s and 3 turns, 3 moves to make another one and get out of arc. Because you're absolutely right. He can just slam whenever the situation's dire and be okay, and just slowly roll dice at him until like either Sable or IG88 falls down. One of the two.
Yeah, and I think so. I would imagine what Mu0n's going to do is he's just going to fly at the IG to avoid the auto thrusters. Just get in range 1 or 2, deal a couple damage, while the Y-wing kind of threatens to stress the IG.
At this point, he'd be absolutely crazy not to. I mean, in the end, just go in, keep doing damage. You're going to regen your way out of it most of the time.
Right, and the logical consequence of that is that tanky lists like Han Jake.
I don't know. I guess you would have to change the. I don't know. I mean, that's something to think about. Do you change the win condition? Does Han Jake still win like normal? They just have like terrible tiebreakers, or do they actually need to kill more than their opponent?
It's interesting.
Yeah,
I do like.
It's like everything kind of sucks. There's like no good answer here.
Greyfax brings up a good point, which I think is absolutely true. That it should be a 0 draw, modified loss, modified win system of
4
0
points.
to 4. Yeah,
Yeah, you guys were
0 to
saying that in the
4 points.
podcast the other night, right?
I think so. Maybe.
Maybe I dreamed it.
I don't remember half of what I say. Like, it just kind of goes in and out and it's gone. And if I don't write it down, it's gone forever. This is why I talk to you so much, is you have a good memory. And so some of what I say, gets written down. I mean, the Pirate Lord just sometimes gives out orders and he doesn't know why. And he's got, Sozin to remind him.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I completely agree. Like, I think that is something they should move towards.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, because, I mean, a modified win is it's not worthless, but it's not exactly great, right? It kind of punishes everybody.
Yeah, so I'll tell you, like, if there were in an IT department, this is how they'd solve it. They'd set up a 24/7 pager system. They'd give Fantasy Flight OP an extra $15 an hour or whatever, give them overtime pay when they're on call.
Mm-hmm.
And then if if your game went to time, you would take a photograph of the board, you would call OP, and they would adjudicate right there. They'd say, "Here's the deal. Bam. You're lost. You're winning. Done."
And you can you imagine the the crying from the "I totally could have won that" or "should have won that" after that?
But I mean, presumably, like, let's say you're in a situation where, like, you've got a 38-point Miranda on the board, right? She's got one hit point left, and there's 2 bandits, both at range 1. Hell, 3 bandits with range 1, target lock, and focus.
Mm-hmm.
And the game goes to time.
Mm-hmm.
You send that into OP. OP says, "Yeah, Miranda's done."
Well, don't you finish? You normally finish your round, meaning that you're at maneuvers, right?
Oh no, you end the round and okay, fine. They've got target locks, no focus.
Yeah. Because at that point, then I'm not necessarily so sure. Depends on the position. If Miranda has like a slam
She
to
could
get
slam
out.
right?
Yeah, I mean, and then suddenly now she's got 4 hit points and slowly killing Z95s, right? Like, I don't know if it's so cut and dry.
Oh yeah, it's hard. I mean, because even then, people are going to be like, "Yeah, the judge is wrong." I mean, Greyfax says he didn't have his coffee this morning. Like he didn't sleep well last night. But throw people at the problem, right?
Yeah.
Hell, you could set up a three person system where 2 out of 3 have to get it right. I mean, not practical, but whatever.
I just want Miranda. I just want something to die So terribly.
And I want it to be that aggressor. That aggressor has rolled way too many evades.
Look, George from Tatooine, we don't like people listening to the Nova Squadron in our own. I'm just messing. We love those guys. Those guys are great. He's like, when did they listen to that in the podcast? And I'm like, I actually haven't listened to that whole thing. I'm not sure if I have. I haven't heard the whole thing. I just read the discussion on the forums. I've liked our discussion on the forums regarding Juke. There was a lot of really good points in there. And Aaron Bonner jumped in talking about his thought processes on Juke and the benefits and negatives of it, and I thought that was really kind of cool to see.
Yeah, it was great. I love how a lot of the stuff that we end up doing ends up getting to
Look
kind
at
of the
that
strategy, the tactics.
Look at that hard turn from
Sable, yeah.
from Mark. He's going for the kill on the Y-wing. May as well get rid of it, right?
Well, I think he was predicting Mu0n to do like a 3 forward to try and catch the aggressor. So he's like, oh, I'll hard turn instead. Like, yeah, that was a very good bank from Mu0n. Okay.
Now he uses it. Now he uses it.
Yeah, it makes
Finally.
sense. That's why he picked up the target lock.
Well, I mean, he doesn't necessarily.
I mean, he's trying to kill the Y-wing, so if you have target lock focus, it's more likely you can do it.
I think that he probably kills the Y-wing most of the time. It's now a matter of how much damage you take from Miranda, and I don't think he's going to take damage. I think everything's coming up Sable this round. I can feel it. I can feel it.
Yeah, if he doesn't kill the Y-wing, he's in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably dead.
I mean, he's not completely dead. He can do a 1 turn and just try and kill Miranda, and just hope the Y-wing doesn't kill him. But yeah, he's a ton of trouble if he doesn't.
Oh no, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, he might be tagging the rock there.
That is a really good point. Let's take a look. That would be taking a line across the back directly to...
So you can actually measure this. If you use the pixel range ruler, it tells you how long the line you're drawing is in pixels.
Should we figure it out?
Yeah. I think he's going through the rock.
Everything's coming up Sable.
Looks like we've got a PhD on the problem. Major Juggler stepped in to help us with this one.
Thank God, Bob. Thank God you're here.
He's doing some
Yeah,
Pythagorean
he's
theorem stuff now.
I think he's trying to.
He's now
avenge
Dr. Bob,
Ed.
isn't he?
He is Dr. Bob, yeah.
Yeah,
What?
Bob's reading my mind on that.
Right, so he's checking the angle first and making sure it's right. Now he's going to see if Miranda's within the plane.
And this is why Fastball games take so long.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, he's going to clip the rock. Oh, nice job, Bob. That was artful.
Well done, Bob. Well done.
Ooh.
All right.
Okay, gotta love the glitter stem.
I can feel it. I feel it. I feel good. He's going to live through that too.
Okay, so now we come down to it. Can he roll?
He's got target lock and focus. Here it comes. It's a very big roll. Not great.
Ooh.
Oh, he got it.
Oh, the dice don't lie. The dice don't lie.
Okay, so to be fair, the odds of doing 2 or less damage is something like 14%. So
Yeah, it was most of the time he was going to kill him.
yeah.
But that is completely less fun to say. All right, so 2 HP Brobot versus Miranda.
Strap in. We're getting ready for another hour.
Okay, so the thing is, Miranda can't get one-shot killed because she can regenerate a shield before she gets shot at next.
If she even gets shot at. I mean, with Slam, she can just avoid all bad shots. I mean, next turn, Sable's probably... Man, there's no good option there. I mean, banking to the left kind of removes a little bit of your K-turn abilities. The farther you go and the shorter you go, the more likely you are to take fire. Banking to the right just straight up puts you on fire. I mean, there's not a lot of great options. I mean, at least Mu0n doesn't have to put any mental focus on deciding where the Y-Wing's going to go now.
Yeah, that's true. Although I don't think he was putting a lot of mental focus on it to begin with.
Yeah.
I just...
Oh, so I'm playing apparently I'm playing a Patreon supporter in Pod 9. I just got signed up with them.
Nice.
Industrial STR. You're about to feel the incredibly dull wrath of Kelvin Tiberius.
As he slowly nibbles away at you with his 5-ship rebel list.
Yeah. I think I might. Here's the thing. I either feel like running 5-ship Rebel or I want to run Ghost. Right. Ghost looks awesome.
It does.
The
So
Ghost...
I want to throw something at you for the Ghost that no one really seems to have talked about. But assuming you don't equip it with a shuttle, isn't it actually a reasonable candidate to put a proton torpedo on?
Wait, what? How many? It's got 1 evade dice?
How many beers have you had?
How many mid dice does it have?
The ghost has zeros.
But it has access to fire control system, and unlike every other ship in the game, the proton torpedo has a separate arc it can shoot out of. It can do something your normal gun can't.
So would that be a 1 dice attack?
Not proton rockets, proton torpedo.
Oh, the torpedo. Okay, got it. Right. Okay, cool. So that's 4 dice.
Yeah, 4 dice. You have no good way to modify them, but it's a 4. I mean, you do have guidance chips. You don't giving up engine isn't that big of a deal.
Yeah, for me, I always think about ion projector and chopper. I feel like that's just an absolutely crazy combo. Like potentially being able to ionize and stress someone just for running it, just for blocking. Like I get to do things I like to do and also get control out of it for freezies.
Yeah.
The thing on the Ghost that I keep thinking about is I saw someone run Dash Rendar with it, and I think the combination I said before with Chopper and Ion Projector and Dash Rendar is actually a really awesome combo. Like you can go for the blocks whenever you want, and you'll still have shots without having to worry about rocks or anything along those lines. I don't know. The Ghost is something I think is going to be. I think you're going to see a lot of Ghost when it comes out.
I'm less sure of that.
Really?
Yeah, I mean it's not. I mean, just having a forward firing arc only and low pilot skill.
I did not see him go in that direction.
I'm not too surprised because if he goes the other direction, he can't get a shot on Miranda, and it puts him closer.
I'm a little worried about his firing arc on the next turn, though. Right, if he had chosen to sloop instead, he would have had decent firing arcs.
Yeah, because now he has to hard turn again.
Mm-hmm. And wasn't like a 3 left sloop the move there?
Did he have it?
Yeah.
He completely could have done a 3 left sloop, and that would have been a good move. And now Miranda slams so she can get closer.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just trying to set up a nice shot.
Yeah, because she should be able to set up a range 1 4-die attack.
If she just moves straight. No matter what. Well, hold up. I'm trying to think where the sweet spot is and trying to hit just right of IG-88. That way you miss on a 1, but you're still range 1 if he does a 3.
I don't see him doing a 3 just because that leaves him pointing at the rock.
Yeah, I mean, it's not... He's probably doing a 1.
Okay. Does he evade? Does he boost? There we go.
Oh, damn. And you're right, he's not going to get one shot killed.
So he's not going to get one shot killed if he regens a shield. But
he doesn't have the opportunity to. So do you roll 2 dice and regen a shield or not?
I think you have to go for it. So the odds of hitting are something like 60% or more. The odds of not doing 2 damage are like 10%.
Yeah.
On a 4-die attack with target lock focus versus 3 naked defense dice.
Do it. Do it, Mu0n. Do it for the team. Do it for me being able to watch 2 episodes of The Expanse tonight.
Yeah.
Oh. Dun, 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 dun.
He's completely correct. He does not have any choice in the matter.
Mu0n does though.
I mean, but Sable doesn't.
Yeah.
Normal.
Look at that. He's been boring. Oh, he's gonna
Normal.
grind it out. Why Mu0n?
No.
Completely the wrong decision.
Oh, he killed him.
Wow, he still did it.
Oh man. Oh. That's funny. That was a good game. Oh, thank God. Now I get to watch The Expanse today.
Wait,
I'm
you don't want
excited.
to? You don't want to interview the boys?
Oh, we're going to. We're going to. It just means that I can stay up late and watch both as opposed to watching this and only watching 0 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Let's get them. Will you get them in?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Hang out.
No problem.
Bum, bum, bum. That's hilarious.
That was a good game. It was intense.
Yeah, that was pretty darn close. Oh man, that's hilarious. So that means that Mu0n is your relegation champion. Mu0n was in season 1 and got relegated out, and he's back in again because he's awesome at X-Wing and probably shouldn't have been relegated to begin with. That was an absolutely crazy battle. What was it that you guys would establish was the reason why Mu0n won? I think to me it was the absolute barrage that Boba Fett took that really kind of put Sable behind the 8 ball for a long time.
Yeah, the first round of fire was everything. The rocket shot.
Mm-hmm. It's so funny with X-Wing. It's so hard to... That first round is so important because everybody's got their firepower, right? So it really does a lot of work kind of deciding what's going to happen in a game. Dun, dun, dun. Are we going to get these guys? I hear horrible mic sounds.
Yeah, I'm trying to reposition my mic.
Mu0n!
Hi, guys.
What's up, man? Why did we ever relegate you to begin with? You were just going to come back in. Maybe? Can you hear me? And did we lose him? Am I going crazy? Can the rest of you hear me?
His mic is muted. That's
Okay.
the problem.
Aha. Bum, bum, bum. Anyways, so very interesting game. A lot of interesting decisions there. I really, really like that 3-ship rebel list. I think the Stress Hogs really did a lot of work, and like having Stress Hog in 3-ship rebel kind of makes it push itself along there. Let's see here. Bum, bum, bum,
Only
bum, bum,
we
bum.
can talk to Mu0n.
You can send him the link directly in.
Hey, Alex, can you put the link into Twitch, or excuse me, into Slack for Sable?
What link?
We can
All
do
right.
this.
Do we have Mike yet?
We do got video. He's awfully handsome.
He more than likely he's muted on Google's side itself.
Yeah, you need to click the mic button.
Yeah, a lot of times that happens. You're supposed.
Okay, it should be fixed now. Maybe.
Now we can't hear him. We'll get there. We'll get there. Anyways, so was there anything that you guys think that Sable could have done in this that maybe we missed something along those lines?
Maybe done a one left bank instead of the one forward with try to run into Jake instead of
Eat an entire procket. Procket, that 5 damage procket. Ugh. Just really unpleasant.
Yeah, we still can't hear you, Mu0n. So. Yeah, we see your. Yeah. I don't know why either.
Very interesting game. Let's see here. What is I just want to point out to the Twitch channel that SableGryphon thought it would be better to move to Google Hangouts for this, and it's not working right now. Lyle, what up, homie?
Well, it's because our boy Mu0n doesn't even remember his password for Skype.
I don't know.
I
don't know, man. I don't know. Why blame Mu0n when I can blame you for this?
Because he's flush with the kind of spirit of victory.
Yeah, it's like you can't even. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's see here. So let's kind of. Do you have the tail of the tape that you could put up while we're figuring this out?
I do. I'll put it up right now. Let's look at the dice. Okay, so I'll walk through it. Sable's red dice were decent, but not great. He rolled a fair amount of crits, but they were probably useless to him given that he was firing HLC shots.
Yeah,
Green
Mu0n
dice
never
were
flipped
average.
the dice up.
Yeah, pretty much average dice all around, it looks like. Yeah, and that is the truth of it.
Now,
Mu0n
so
had good attack luck. Look at that. He did really well.
Especially those prockets were absolutely wonderful.
Mm-hmm. And Sable had good defense luck too.
Yeah, it did seem like he lived like altogether. I think the dice rolls were pretty average. Although it seems like the cluster, especially that one procket. I mean, I don't know if we could figure out where that dice roll was, but I feel like you could almost see it.
Okay, Mu0n found his Skype handle. I'm going to test that I can chat with him. Give me 1 second.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. So very interesting. Wait a second. He's still on? Good. Are we actually? I just want to test something because I don't know if we're still live on Twitch or not. If he muted us, that's actually something that we need to think about. You can hear me though, can't you, Alex?
Yeah, I can still hear you, but
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Let's see here. You all hear us? Oh, we're still live. Thank God. Thank God.
We are. We're probably going to switch over to Skype in a second. I'm just verifying that Mu0n's logged in okay.
Okay. Let me go ahead and log in on that, and we're going to do this. We'll do it live. Anybody who gets that joke is probably Little old. We have Mark now.
Yep.
What's up, Mark? Mark, I predicted you'd lose, and you actually did. This is not how this works.
Yeah. You need to predict better on my green dice.
Yeah. So going in, what was your thought process? What were your sort of goals, and how do you think you did with those goals?
So I wanted to flank with the IG and draw some initial aggro with Boba Fett.
I think you succeeded there.
And then he gets 5 hits with the proton rockets, and I blank, and I reroll, and I blank, even after popping Glitter Stem, which put me really behind the barrel.
Yeah. Not having IG firing that round was a little rough, although I don't know if I was trying to mentally figure out if you could have gotten there, and I think like the best case scenario would have put you like behind a rock the next turn, which like probably not the right move, right?
No. I was okay doing the long game until I took that much damage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like all things considered, I think you really did a great job battling back.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that was super impressive there. I mean, look at it this way. I mean, you got it. Say, for example, he rolls really crappy that round. I mean, you could have maybe had a chance at, slowly getting down to Miranda. So
Yeah.
although I thought he was gonna roll 4 dice at you.
He totally
Same.
should have.
Oh, agreed. Not that it mattered in the end, but he should have rolled 4 dice. The risk was that if he blanks out, he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if he doesn't kill you there, like, what are the odds you win the game? It's more than 10%.
Right.
And 10% is like the odds of him missing.
Yeah. So I think rolling 4 dice there would have been the right
level
call.
analysis. I like that. That's the right way to think of it. That's Moneyball right there.
I lost it when he predicted the 1 hard. Because I had 3 options, really.
The 1 hard, are you talking late there, or?
Yeah, at the very end, I lost it when he predicted that.
Yeah, so why didn't you just 3 left sloop there?
Because if he had done a 3 forward, I was screwed.
Uh-huh.
Because then he would be at my side, I wouldn't have a shot, and I'd be stressed, so it would be difficult for me to get a shot the next turn. If I did, it would have had been a worse situation than where I ended. So that's why I didn't sloop. I was looking at that 3 forward and going, I just can't risk it. I figured this way, as long as he didn't do the 2 bank, I was okay, and he did the 2 bank.
Yep. So, sorry, I was trying to help Mu0n out with his mic issues. Does it all come down to the first few rounds of the game, Sable?
Not all, but most. Most of it comes down to the first few rounds.
Yeah.
And we had some back and forth there. The Boba lasted about as long as I expected, but being able to take out Jake in that shot...
That was really handy.
That saved me.
Yeah,
for a while.
That completely put you back in the game.
I was happy to see that. I got a little excited.
Though even if I hadn't, he would have been double stressed, and IG was going to be effectively behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Because that next turn, when Jake would have been double stressed, I was going to do it 2 hard and come through, but I didn't need to when Jake died, so I 4K'd and played the longer game.
And that rocket shot was just so rough. But so this is like the official like retirement tour of the IG Boba Fett list for a little bit.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect to make it here. I just kind of, oh shoot, I need to put a list together. I don't have one. Boom.
Yeah, of course. Like you're obviously very comfortable flying it.
I've had a year of play with this list. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I won a 2015 store championship with this list.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, I mean, a year out of a list with just a couple tweaks.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
I hear someone trying to do terrible things to my ears via
It's like
my.
a cat scratching at the door. So when I was, a brief anecdote while we're hoping that Mu0n can get his stuff connected. It's the year 19. What is it? It's 1997. I move into this apartment in Squirrel Hill, Pittsburgh, and I move in autumn, and it turns out that the previous tenant just abandoned their cat there, just left it there. It was this like very beautiful white cat named Owl, and so I was like, okay, Owl, you can stay with me for the winter because you got nowhere to go. Every night, Owl decides that it wants to leave the house, but it's blistering cold, so it would leave for like 2 minutes, and then two minutes later, it would scratch at the door, and I'd let it in, and then 2 minutes later, it would want out again, and I'd let it out. I eventually, after like being repeatedly held up by this stupid cat, night after night, I just decided to leave the door open the entire night and sleep under a whole bunch of heated blankets. And I spent the whole winter dealing with that dumbass cat.
Are you saying Miranda's the cat?
Yeah, you know, Miranda's like that cat. In and out, hot, cold. Like, so, was Miranda super annoying this game, Sable?
No, I wouldn't say that. She was tough, but if I could have gotten the position and exploited it right, if I had guessed a couple more turns correctly, I could have had her. She just can't stand up to the FCS or the FCS HLC.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's try one more time to get Mu0n in, and then we might have to call it.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's here. Mike, come on, man. We need you. We need to congratulate you. We had you for like 13 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Bum, bum, bum.
He's like silent and noble.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at his profile picture right now, and it's like, he's really giving me the eyes right now.
Mm-hmm. That's his PC gamer stare. He's a man that loves playing PC games.
Like, it's confident, a little bit of a smirk. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I see your look. Alrighty.
I think we can call it. I'm
Mu0n,
sorry.
we
Mu0n.
love you. Welcome back to the league.
I'm sure we'll talk to him in the future.
Yeah, actually, maybe we should make up for not being able to interview him right now in a future endeavor.
Perhaps as part of our interview podcast series.
Boy, we're really just selling this.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Let's see here. So I'm gonna go. This was the Relegation League final match between Sable and Mu0n. Victory was for Mu0n. Casting today has been Alex Rawback, better known as Antique Rapist, Lyle Hayhurst, better known as Sozin. My name is Richard White. Galactic Holonet, thank you and good hunting.